Good day, Junior Techies. I'm Mrs. Primacombe. We are going to look at Partnerships Activity 4. You are provided with information relating to Shazia and Sanela Supplies, a business owned by Mrs. B. Shazia and her daughter, Ms. T. Sanele. The financial year ends 30 September 2021. Required, explain the difference between primary and final distributions of profits. Complete the asset disposal account, complete the capital account, and refer to the information provided to calculate the missing figures in the current account note. So if we look at the information provided, they provided us with an incomplete current account note, and we need to find the missing figures. This is another way of asking the current account note. An extract of a list of balances provided on 30 September 2020 and 30 September 2021. And then they provided us with additional information. If we look at question 4.1, explain the difference between primary and final distributions of profits of partners. If we look at primary, it's the initial distribution of profits between the partners, and this is made up of your salaries, bonuses, and interest on capital. If we look at final, it's the remaining. This is done according to the agreed ratio as per the partnership agreement. Now, how do we calculate that remaining? We take our net profit minus the primary distributions of profits. Complete the asset disposal account on 31 May 2021. So if we look at the additional information given, point number 6, on 31 May 2021, a laptop was taken over by partner Shazia. The following details were obtained from the fixed asset register. So they provided us with the cost, 17,000, and then they only said to us the business made a loss of 1,165. Note, this has not yet been recorded. So if we look at the steps of asset disposal, step number 1 is take out the cost to the asset disposal account, 17,000. Step number 2, update your depreciation, but now they didn't provide us with the depreciation rate. Step number 3, take out the total accumulated depreciation to the asset disposal account. But now, again, that information isn't given, so this is unknown. Step number 4, record the selling price. So the owner took this over. Again, this was not mentioned, so this is unknown. Then step number 5, calculate a profit or loss on the sale of the asset. So they provided us with the loss, 1,165. So I've got 2 unknowns, which I need to solve. How can we solve this? If you look at information A, which is the incomplete current account note, they provided to me the retained income at the end, the retained income in the beginning, and the profit per income statement. Now, this is why you need to understand this note 110%. To find those missing figures, what can I do? I can solve F. To solve F, we have to work our way from the bottom to the top. This means we're going to add those 2. Apologies, we are going to subtract those 2. Why do I subtract? Because F, which is the retained income for the year, plus, because there's no brackets, retained income in the beginning, equals the retained income at the end of the year. So when we're working backwards, we want to do opposite calculations, which is minus. Once I've solved F, I can now solve E by calculating the drawings. We go back to the basics. Profit per income statement minus drawings equals the retained income for the year. So this means the difference between the two is my drawings, 220,000 for this accounting period. If we look at from the list of balances given, this asset disposal which the partner taken over for personal use has not yet been recorded. So if the total drawings which we've calculated is 220,000 minus that list of balances given, the 218,615, that equals the drawings, the selling price, 1,385. Now we can solve the total accumulated depreciation on equipment. This becomes the balancing figure. Complete the capital account note on 30 September 2021. So they provided us with capital Shazia at the end of last year and at the end of this year. And then it says there, Shazia increases her capital on the 1st of January 2021 by transferring land and buildings into the name of the business. This means that if the balance in the beginning were given and the balance at the end, we can find the missing figure. The value of that land and buildings is equal to 550,000. To find the capital balance of partner Zanele, this is now a question mark. They've provided us with the following. Partners are currently entitled to 12% per annum on their capital investment. Note, the percentage increased by 2% on the 1st of April 2021. Zanele's interest is 39,600. Zanele's capital balance remained the same during the accounting period. Now, this is very important information to use in finding the capital balance, because instead of us calculating the interest from the capital balance, they provided us now with the interest and we need to find the capital balance. Very important as well. Because the interest rate increased by 2%, it means that 39,600, it wasn't calculated at 10% for the duration of the year or at 12%. So this makes it complicated. To solve the capital balance, we have to say an X amount, this represents the capital amount, was times 10% for 6 months, and then it was at an X amount times 12% times 6 divided by 12. So again, for 6 months it was at 10%, and for 6 months it was at 12%. So to solve X, to get X alone, we can calculate the capital balance is 360,000. The capital remained the same throughout the year, so this is why the balance in the beginning is the same as the balance at the end. Just a reminder, to solve X, there are different ways in which you can get to exactly the same answer, as long as we get to the same answer. Now we can calculate the total by taking 210,000 plus 360,000 equals 570,000. There was only the 550,000 capital contributed. To calculate the end balance, we can take 570,000 plus 550,000, or we can say 760,000 plus 360,000. It will give us exactly the same answer. 4.4. To calculate the missing figures indicated by A to H in the current account note information A. So if we look at the current account note, to find A, which is the partner's salary, we need to look at what does it tell us about Zanele. On the 1st of December 2020, Zanele received a 6% increase on a monthly salary of 24,000. This means that from the 1st of October to the 1st of December, that is equivalent to 2 months, she received 48,000. And then from the 1st of September to 30 September, which is from the 1st of December to 30 September, which is 10 months, she received 25,440 times 10%. Now, how did we get that 25,440? It was increased by 6%, which means 106 divided by 100 equals 25,440. So the total salary is 302,400. To find B, the interest on capital. Remember, Saja increased her capital on the 1st of January 2021 by transferring land and building into the name of the business. We've determined that was equivalent to 550,000 in the previous question. So if I look at the interest, for 3 months, the balance was 210,000. And for 9 months, the balance is going to be 760,000. But now the interest rate increased by 2% from the 1st of April, which means I need to consider this now as part of my calculations. So my first part of the calculation, 210,000 times 10% times 3 divided by 12. Then we're going to say 760,000 times 10% times 3 divided by 12. And then 760,000 times 12% equals 45,600. So my total interest is 69,850. To calculate C, the partner's bonus, we need to look at the additional information provided. They said Shazia, at the end of the financial period, Shazia received a bonus equal to 80% of her monthly salary. So if her total salary is 312,000 per annum, we have to first divide it by 12, and then we can times it by 80% to get the bonus of 20,800. If we look at number D, to calculate the final distributions of profits for Zanele, the partners share the remaining profits and losses in a ratio of 2:1. So we're going to take 170,000 times 1 divided by 2 equals the 85,000. To find E and F, the drawings for this year and the retained income for the year, we've already looked at this when we completed the asset disposal account. We first have to solve F by taking the difference, 34,150 minus 21,500, and then we need to use our answer calculated in F, and we take the profit per income statement minus the retained income for the year, and that equals the total drawings 220,000. To look at number G, we have to work our way from the bottom to the top. Now remember, that is a negative. This means to find the answer, we now need to add the 2, which means 12,000 was the retained income for the year. Now just test it. If you take 12,000 minus 5,100, it will give you exactly the same answer, 6,900. H, what is the profit per income statement? Once we've got the retained income for the year, we know what is the total drawings during the year, we can find out what is the profit per income statement. We're working backwards. Working backwards means we need to add. Make sure that you use your answer calculated in the previous question and you add it to the drawings, and that equals the profit per income statement. Thank you very much. I want to leave you with this quote. If you aren't willing to work for it, don't complain about not having it. Next, we're going to look at activity 5. Hope you have a wonderful day.